All right, cool, cool. What's good, people? All right, let's get into this. It's good to be back on live. Take a couple of moments, connect with my folks. None of this music is mine. I am not claiming ownership of any of it, and I'll be pausing it in just a moment. Just changing it up right now. Facebook. Hi, Veronica. Good to see you. How you doing? Thank you for joining me. I am just now getting started. I'm about to just share out. If you can, please feel free to share out. I'm just hanging out here. I am actually going to be chit-chatting. Got my cards. Ariel, oh, good to see you. Jude, Veronica, oh, beautiful. If y'all can share out for me, that'd be amazing. I love that. Today we're just kind of going in. We're having some fun with the cards. Thank you, Jude. Brownie, thank you, thank you. Hi, Jackie. Welcome. Thank you all for coming through, hanging out with me. Playing some tunes in the background. Kind of got my vibe. Feel good. And good is how you want to be feeling when you're doing these readings, right? I want my energy to be up. So thank you. Hey, Jeannie. So check it out. Here's what we're doing tonight. And I'm gonna do this every so often. So now let me know how you like it. But kind of a membership drive, right? I'm on my YouTube channel. Please hit the link. It's in the description and visit over there. If you have not subscribed, if you're somebody who's active on YouTube, I don't need anybody just to subscribe, But if you would like to receive a card, receive a message with me tonight, just hang out and vibe, that is what I am requesting. So please head on over there or even drop a comment because I should be live streaming on my YouTube page right now as well. Hi, Jude. Hey, Jackie. Welcome. Thank you for hanging out. But yeah, feel free to share. Let people know. But we're doing free reads for subscribers. If anybody else would like to donate, the link is also in the description. You can just drop this open donation, whatever you feel is worth the effort and the energy. And I'll pull a card or answer a question with the cards, and we're just going to engage. So I've been feeling like I need to connect with the collective. There's definitely been some videos that I've been meaning to drop, but I just haven't had time. And a lot of messages coming through that, need to be spoken on. So why not just do it in this format where it's like, hey, I'm here with everybody. Y'all here with me. We're chit-chatting. We're seeing what Spirit has to say. So let's pull a card for the collective and see where we're going with it tonight. Okay, so Change the song, unfortunately, because I was jamming, but they're gonna like cut me off on YouTube or whatever. It was just, um, although I am just trying to plug them Afro beats, oxygen. Low, hey Michelle, welcome. All right, so let's see what we got coming in for the collective right off jump. Mm, Damn, I had a lot of stuff just jump, but that's too much. We're not we're not gonna do all of that just yet. Wow. Okay, so right off the bat, lightning. A lot of y'all, a lot of us collectively are coming into our gifts. Our gifts are expanding, coming into just newfound realizations, new points of views and perspective. And it's like a lightning bolt. It's like your mind is kind of like, what the is this real? You know? And so with that, you got to keep in mind that this causes a lot of influx of energy. This causes a lot of popping sensations. This causes a lot of disruption, right? So these could be like little pocket tower moments, right? Where it's just an influx of energy and a little explosion, a spark, a flash, a boom. Um, and it's coming in inverted. So it's like things are coming in, but we're not seeing them for the lessons that they are because it's inverted right off jump. It's just like our perception is askew, right? So the negative things that's going on in your life currently, how are you learning from that? What's the jewels in those moments? Because they might seem like negative things happening in your life due to the circumstances, due to your preferences. They're still like the lesson. There's still a gold mine in those negative moments. And so that's what's coming through from the collective right off the bat for all of us kind of growing, expanding, coming into our own, um, really feeling that lightning bolt happening, but it's coming up upside down, right? So it doesn't necessarily feel the best. It's feeling like this is not what I wanted, this is not what I'm trying to achieve. But underneath that is hidden a powerful force. So yeah, that's the collective pull. Let's see what else we got going. Uh, Now we're once again doing musical requests because yeah, that's something that I do from time to time. Just short snippets, but wow, they got like church going on outside my house, and I hear like, oh, I don't know, but it's not pleasant. Let's see if this helps. I just I'm in a dancing spirit. Hi Rhonda. Shiloh. Well, what's the vibe and the energy and the mood call for? Read the room and feel what of your library of music fits like it would fit the mood. Call it out. I'll see if I can search it up and play a little snippet. And that is the musical request. Jude knows I'm inconsistent with these because I don't really know if they're that popular, but sometimes you're in the mood and you just, yeah. So, any new subscribers over on my YouTube channel, please feel free to check out the link, and maybe I should actually post it in the comments so y'all can visit and subscribe if y'all do go to, if you do hang out on YouTube. Michelle and Mary, Rusted Roots is my jam. Rusted Roots, okay. We're looking for that next. Yes, so we're going over to the YouTube. We're just going to check in and see what's going on. Any new subscribers, anybody checking out on YouTube, drop a comment. Let me know, and I will pull for you right now. Let's see what's coming up in the energy. Or if you have a question. Oh, really? Thank you, Mystical. Hey, Rita. Mhm. Okay. Let's see what it says. Hi, Cool Beans. Yeah, I got you right now. Hi, Don. Thank you, Don. Okay, Cool Beans. Let's get out of Michael. Let's calm down the energy a little bit. Just calm the energy down. Cool Beans. Okay, Cool Beans. What I got for you is wind. Wind, but it's also inverted. So it feels like what I'm feeling is like you got a spirit of freedom. Like this is the wind. This is a etheric element. You got there's a spirit of freedom about you, but it's coming in inside out, right? So with your experience of your own freedom, it might feel like you're always under pressure, under gun, not in your own experience of having freedom. But a lot of it is that you're kind of internalizing it, going within, hermiting in a lot of senses. When with wind, you want to be external, you want to get outside more, you want to really experience the open outside air and fly in the breeze, right? And so when you're internalizing it, it feels like the world is surrounding you. This is creating a sensation that you don't have the freedom to be. But in actuality, you're the wind and you're the freest thing there is. You just got to fix your vision and actually start externalizing your wind as opposed to internalizing and going within, um, dwelling, studying, however you see it, but not actually being the breeze in the air outside, right? So you want to shift that perspective. That's what's coming through for you right now, Cool Beans. Wind. 63. He's like this almost feels like a lesson that's come up for you before, and this is like the completion. Like you're getting closer and closer to really um, internalizing this lesson about really your own freedom and really your own expansion and actually allowing yourself to be that. It seems like you've come through learning this lesson multiple times, and each time you're just kind of fine tuning, and this feels like towards the end of you really solidifying that lesson within you, and that's going to create transformation, like a lot of transformation in the behavior. Yeah, so cool beans. Ah, thank you, Jude. That beautiful. All right, I will pull for you also, Jude. Okay. Let's see. What was the last request? I lost the track. Let me get that track back. Yes, thank you, Jennifer. I am safe, fortunately. No, Jude, it looks like you're on my Facebook. Thank you, Don, for sharing to your story. In the chat line, let's see. Mm, 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 mm. Yeah, it's not gonna let me do it on this. Let me see if I can do it on. I'll drop a comment in the chat. I'll pin it. All right, I pinned it over there on Facebook for y'all because it doesn't seem to want to work right here. But if you check out the description, you can feel free to do that if you like. So Jude, let's pull one for you. And back to yo, bro, Bryce, good to see you, fam. Yo, if you want a card, let me know. Hit that subscribe, bro. um, no, I'm really grateful to be able to build up the community, have some fun with y'all, and like engage. So, the YouTube is growing. I appreciate everybody who is here, who is connecting and having fun with me and actually receiving some insight. All of us growing and learning more on our journeys together. Like that's the beautiful thing right there. Okay, Jude. So I'm pulling for you. Unless you got a specific question, drop it now. Um, Beautiful. Thank you, Rhonda. Yeah, I'm big on YouTube. So this is my baby here. This community here on YouTube. Facebook is great because it's very interactive for me, but I want to cultivate more of that here. So thank you for hanging out. Okay, Jude. Jude, I got standstill for you. It might feel like you're kind of at a standstill right now, really. And it feels like so it's both. It's needed. This is like the counsel, like you gotta chill, you gotta relax, right? But at the same time, it feels like you got all of this internalized pressure on yourself that's saying like I'm chilling too much, I'm late, I'm being lazy, I'm not getting nothing done, right? So you feel like it's almost like you're in hell. You see the fires in the background, right? But at the same time, that's your like creative source, that's your spark, your wellspring. You're getting intimate with your own internal fire, right? And so while it might feel tedious or tiresome to be there, to have to deal with that, be there, deal with that, right? So as you do that, that's going to allow you to uh you're going to break through, you're going to really break through, but the only way to break through is to go through it, right? Like the only way out is through, and it's that kind of experience. So you're at the standstill, but be at peace with being at the standstill. Like let go of the frustration, stop beating yourself up about it. There might feel like it's the routine, it's a monotony or whatever, but continue to just be. And when you really be in the process and you like just focus on what feels the best, the rightest, most thing and important moment that you could do and give in that moment, your whole course and trajectory is going to continue to just unfold in ways that's going to create that growth, right? You're not going to be stuck in the standstill for long. So hold on. Just chill, just wait, it's coming. Don, you're on YouTube. Formerly subscribed. Beautiful. Okay, so Don, I will pull for you next. Everybody who's thank you, Shiloh. This is great. I just appreciate everybody coming out and everybody who's formally subscribing. Beautiful. So this feels like a fun way to engage, and I feel like I might do this more often. Maybe make this like a monthly. We can just get on and play with cards and see what the cards are saying. Thank you, Don. Oh, absolutely, Michelle and Mary. So Michelle and Mary, I'm gonna pull you right now because you've been here for a little bit. Dawn, I've got you next, okay? Oh, thank you, Jennifer. Beautiful. Yeah, I'm grateful. I'm looked up the other day and I'm like, oh, cool. More people are coming through and checking. So it feels good. It's like it's less and less a vacuum, which is always nice. Okay, so we are going to Michelle and is it Michelle? No, Michelle and Mary. Michelle and Mary Jane. So, all right off the bat for you, and I know I'm supposed to pull a card for you, but I'm being told to tell you. I'm hearing Rick James. Mary Jane, I'm in love with Mary Jane. So, I don't know. Do you love me, Mary Jane? So I'm getting something about getting clear in the things that you love. Like what we all know that we want to be loved, right? But what do you love? What are you investing yourself into? How are you spending your time and your energy in your life, right? Um, being in love with yourself in that sense, as much as we might want to receive love and feel like we're loved by others. Because there's a reason why no matter how much others love us, it's not necessarily enough, right? There's that part where it's like, how much are you loving yourself, right? Like how much are you creating that sensation within that's like, yo, I am a divine being. I am an expression of life. I am part of this entire creation, right? How often do you acknowledge yourself with that and feel that within? Right. So the more you can take that and empower yourself, that really is coming through. And I don't know how that came from Rick James, Mary Jane, but uh yeah, it's like loving Mary Jane, yeah, loving on yourself. And that message is heavy. That message is coming through heavy. Yes. Mm. So as you invest in Mary Jane, that's investing in yourself, investing in your passion, something that you do love, right? Well, that whole message is still like it still applies to like really being conscious of that. If Mary Jane, your python, is the thing that you love, are you really present in that, or has it become a chore? Or like is it but how much are you really giving to that, right? Because that is also you're doing that hopefully because that's also giving to you in a sense, right? And being recognizing whether or not that is still feeding into you just as well as you're feeding into it. That kind of exchange. That hits the right notes. Yeah, well, we are listening to the music, so No, no, but I need Rick James. I need Rick James, Mary Jane. Because it just hey, oh, ah. So I know they're gonna pull this live down off of YouTube. So whatever messages you're getting right now, make sure you're taking it in, because there's probably not gonna be a chance for you to have a replay with me playing all this music. She's my man. Mm. Hey. All right, all right. So, who is next on the list? Thank you for all of the new subscribers, everybody who's hanging out with me on YouTube, and everybody who's with me on Facebook, all of the supporters and those who are just kind of walking this journey with me as we explore, learn, and grow. It cuts in and out. Maybe that is my headphones. Let us see. Let us see. Let me know. How does this sound, people? Does this sound better? Because we can go straight to this. Oh, beautiful. Yes. Well, I'm trying to cultivate the feel good vibe. So whatever you're going through, just to be here, it's like let's feel good. Let's transmute energy. That's what we're doing. Even just listening to this music, vibing, rocking, we're transmuting energy, because whatever the spirit, whatever the mood. All right. Um, let us see. Dawn, you're next, weren't you? You are next, my dear. Oh, thank you, Shiloh. Thank you, Shiloh, keeping me on track. Okay, Rhonda, thank you. Rhonda, then Dawn, then Shiloh. Got it. Oh, beautiful. Thanks for joining, Rita. Rhonda. Absolutely. Music does bring up the energy. I mean, I'm definitely what music also, right? But usually when I'm letting spirit lead the way, it's like psychic iTunes, right? That's what we've been calling it. Me and my circle of friends, I guess. I've been calling it psychic iTunes. Uh, Usually when spirit's leading the way, all of the music have a message or okay, Rita, you will be added to the list as well. Hi, Robin. Welcome, everyone. Okay, Rhonda. Rhonda, if you're still with me, drop a comment. Yes, I see you. You are on the list, Rhonda. Yeah, second iTunes, GG. Matt, what's going on, man? Okay, Rhonda. Hmm. Cards are not jumping for you, Rhonda. I'm getting all sorts of hits mhm, in my sacral. And what jumps for you is the smoky mirror, but this is also inverted. Smoky mirror inverted. Mm. So what I'm getting from this with the inversion, the whole card is just talking to me about you needing to kind of forgive yourself, and the way that you see yourself, and the way that you may harshly criticize and beat or berate or just, harm yourself. It feels like you go very, very hard on yourself. And it's almost like that was a learned behavior, right? And I feel all this love coming in for you now. So you need to forgive yourself and start to shift how you see yourself. Start to let go of all of the minute criticisms you might place upon yourself, or all of the demands and expectations that you might put on yourself as far as needing to meet. Um, Recognizing when you're doing that to yourself more than the world around you is doing it, right? Because when you do, you can start to take some of that pressure off yourself. You can start to relieve yourself of the unnecessary burden. And so with the smoky mirror, it's like regaining your clarity. It's like being in the bathroom and the window or mirror gets foggy and you see yourself in this weird misshapen form, and whatever your imagination is likely to think about, that's how you start to take shape. Sometimes I would be a muscle man, big bodybuilder, right? You don't know, I can do this, and then all of a sudden I got big muscles in the smoky mirror. And then there were times where, I was like, I don't know, just like the smoothest guy in the world, blowing kisses at myself, trying to look Rico Suave. That's what they used to call it back in the day. And so all of these different imaginings, you can also have negative imaginings, right? In the smoky mirror, you can be like, oh my God, I see a monster. There's a demon. It's the worst thing in the world. And you start like attacking that demon. You start fighting it, that monster, never realizing that you're casting judgment on yourself in your own reflection, and on things that you just allowed to start to work on forgiveness of self, working with ideas of acceptance, and just allowing yourself to really start to believe like how beautiful you are, like you really are. It's like despite all of that I might have just described, you put out this beautiful light, because all of that is what you're working against, right? This is like, and I keep hearing this quote that Spirit told me a long time ago, which is like the intensity of your dark is in direct reflection to the intensity of your light. And that being, even though I just described all of this yucky stuff, this painful stuff, this emotional stuff, that is all that you are kind of just holding within, and in your own divine strength and grace, you're really upholding this beautiful space. You're putting out a light that really connects with others, and maybe gives the hope and the feelings that maybe you wish you got more of, right? You're putting more of that out there, and it's seen and it's valued, it's needed. And so, but it's also important that you give to yourself and start working with forgiving and allowing and clearing that vision that you have of yourself through the smoky mirror. Okay. What's not a YouTube mod? Did I miss something? Oh, now that's a spammer. That guy is a spammer. Please get out of here. um, you're welcome, Rhonda. I'm glad that resonated. Let's clear out the energy. So what are we listening to now, folks? Any other requests? Let's see where we're going. What else are we feeling? So After Rhonda, we have Dawn, and then after Dawn, we have Shiloh. Yes? Yes. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of spam either. Spam in the can or spammy people online. Just not a big fan of spam. Okay. Gotta transmute some energy before we jump back in. That was I felt that. I got so much um love coming through for you, Rhonda. So allow yourself to receive. Your guides are with you. They are putting a lot of intention and attention on your own heart healing, just as much as you're putting into the world for those around. Yay, it's Don's turn. The Rick James thing going on? Yes. Okay, Don. Let's get into yours. And again, shout out to everybody who's joined, all of the new viewers, all of the old viewers who maybe never really subscribed. Subscribing now, this is cool. Um, just give me a heart or a like or whatever it is. If you actually like this format, you'd like to see me come back and do this more often, do like a monthly or not. Because if not, I don't want to keep doing it. Yeah, dun, dun, I don't know where that came from, Don, but that was yeah. So the journey. Um, wow. So this is really a testament. This shaman here, you see, this is like a shaman or something here. It's a priest who's actually almost like burial, like entombed or something in a sense. And with all of these elements, with all of the animals, but this is really talking to the work that you do. Like it's almost um, heralded, if that makes sense. It's hoisted up. It's important. It's seen and it's valued and it's felt. And it makes a difference. When there's times where you might doubt whether it's even making a difference, it makes a difference. And so with that, uh, here in the journey, it's also what's also coming through is this sense of there's more. Like the expanse is greater than you imagine. And there are places for you to go and to explore and to learn more about, to incorporate within your own practices and modalities, just within your own knowing, within your own being, just like you learning EFT, and then you start implementing the EFT, right? Is that what it's called? Emotional freedom technique? Yeah, EFT, freedom technique. Yeah. There is more, right? There are other cultures that you are connected to. There are um, other aptitudes, I guess is the word, aptitudes. There are other aptitudes and skill sets that you might have that you've never explored that should you choose, there's more for you available to you in your growth. Um, it's like that door is always open to you in the sense of when you're ready to take another step forward, take another step through, um, go through another elevation. I believe that you told me you called it in the past. Um, that door is always available to you at this point, where in a sense it's just a matter of your own highest self kind of coming through and saying, this is the time that we're going to elevate it to this or elevate to that. And so knowing that there is more spirit animals, um, ancient shamanic, ancestral, natives, there's all sorts of cultures and experiences that's available to you to learn, to teach you, to that will add to your skill sets of learning and growing and healing yourself, which is not always an easy process, but it is always a process that is grander than it is seen, because it goes towards the collective even more than yourself as the individual. The ways in which you focus your energy really go towards polarizing or directing the polarization of the overall collective perspective. I didn't want to say it because it sounds cheesy because it rhymes, but yeah, of the overall collective perspective. So, in that, just allow yourself to be open to explore what might arise, what curiosities come up, because in some of these other modalities and some of these other things that might be unfamiliar or newer to you, there lies more healing, there lies more growth for you, there lies more expansion of your experience. And it feels like there's just something else waiting for you. But this feels very optional because it feels like there's a part of you that's like, finish the journey as is, and we're gonna just get through and get home. And there's like there's other paths, other openings in your path that's still available to you should you choose to walk through the universe. So allowing yourself to experience all that you are, all the different curiosities and lineages, you're gonna come into some growth. You've been wondering of that lately? Yes. Something specifically about the you being at the point where you're kind of subconsciously deciding when to up level. Yeah, that's true. You are so welcome, Don. Beautiful. Mm, 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 mm. Ooh, that's super warm in here. Shiloh. Beautiful. Rita. Let's see. What was another request? Did I hear Rick James again? What other Rick James tracks are there? They're super freak, but that's probably not the most appropriate for right now. That'll probably take me right out of the energy, so we don't want to go there. Low, low. Are you subscribed on my YouTube channel? If you're not, you should. You should come through. Doing readings for subscribers. So if you're over on Facebook or if you just checking me out on YouTube, but you're not sure, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, and I will pull a card for you. Which has been getting kind of deep. Some powerful messages seem to be coming through. So, Claudia, hello, hello, hello. So that song just came out. Okay, Shiloh. Okay, Shiloh. So with you right off the bat, I see a beach and some caves, and I don't even know why. Yeah, I was just sitting here, and the visuals just started flooding in. But um, these two are being pointed out to me: the beach and the cave, and it feels cultural in a sense, but it also feels there's a message about you in here. It's like this is what is. This is what you present. This is the offering, right? Where it's like the beach is inviting, and the cave is the unknown. So it's like the inviting and the unknown, and that is the projection that you put out. The inviting and the unknown, this mysterious aspect of it. Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? I mean, that's all subjective, you know, whatever. But there is that aspect too. And so the card that comes up for you is also the wind. It's also inverted. I'm just hearing that unlike the other person who got the win for you, this inversion is talking about you kind of being all over the place and now being time to focus your win to really experience your strength and your power. Like it feels like you've only scratched like the surface of what you're really capable of in your entire experience, as far as what's really within you. And now is the time where the invitation is extended for you to really step into that, to really like experience that. And the way you do that is by focusing your wind, right? Like generating a wind tunnel in a sense, right? Instead of being passionately exploring everything that grabs your interest and gravitates towards you, now maybe start thinking about what's the top three thing out of these 12 things that I was jumping around and investing myself into. What's the top three that I can commit to and focus and create a practice on and get serious about? And when you do that, the amount of energy and momentum you shift in that direction towards those goals and towards up leveling and creating those things that you want to create, that is when you really start to the experience of your own power is going to blow you away. And so that's the invitation for you, Shiloh, with right off the bat with the wind coming up inverted. It's like honing in on where you want to start directing that energy that is the wind. Because although it's off there and it's flighty, I mean, a nice summer breeze can also build into a hurricane. And we know how powerful that is. Hey, Tina, good to see you. Wow. So in the cave, there's white Siberian tigers. That is cool. That is cool. Well, it's interesting that they pulled up that imagery. Maybe it has something to do with the freedom of that lifetime. Like there's something about the wind and the freedom and expressing and putting your energies into different things, wherever the wind blows, right? And that idea of focusing that wind into a powerful source is it's interesting. It's interesting for me. So Magic, good to see you. Thank you for subscribing. Beautiful. I will add you to the list. So I think I have Rita, and then I have Rita, and then I will do Magic, 444. Beautiful. Oh, Gabrielle, thank you for subscribing. Yes, I'll add you to the list as well. Denise, I see you. By Marley, I got you. By Marley's a vibe. We can go with that. Let's clear out some energy out of my vessel. And so good to see you. Tina, thank you for joining. I'm happy you caught me too. And it's good to see you. Okay, we got Magic, we got Rita, we got Magic, and we have you've been unfocused too. Okay, we're gonna do Rita. You are welcome, Shiloh. Okay, Rita. So, this is playing for a reason for you, Rita. Right when it's your message. I don't know if you can hear the words, but he's saying taking it easy. So I think he's talking to you specifically about taking it easy. And I feel like this message is coming in twofold. It's like being okay with taking it easy, with slowing down, with allowing things to kind of chill and move at their own pace, as opposed to moving at your pace. And then also taking it easy in the sense of not taking things so personally, not getting so worked up about stuff, allowing yourself to just stay balanced and allowing stuff to just roll off your back, right? It's like this dual sense of taking it easy. Um, and that's what your guys are really coming through with, like this message of like you're stepping into this new experience where I'm gonna say it's new, where it feels like you've been on it for a while, but at the same time it's still very in comparison to how you've traditionally been. And so, really getting into the taking it easy aspect of things and learning how to allow and get more into the flow of life, learning to be working with the different currents, the different energies is a process. So, you want to be patient with yourself, um, allowing and just accepting of how it is, of how things are, that in the ways that they're out of your control, because there are always going to be things that are out of your control, and you are always going to only ever be in control of yourself. Yeah. Okay, so that message just came through for you, Rita, but let's see if a card comes. Yeah, I felt like that was the message for you, Rita. Okay. The Time Master. So what are you doing with your time? How are you using your time? Like, how are you making use of your time day to day? Or are you just allowing time to progress by and then playing victim to the fact that it's gone, or you didn't do or accomplish what you wanted? You're the time master. So this is all about you and your control over time. The way you do that is with like the choices and actions you're making in your day-to-day life. No, those things, day to day, moment to moment, are what affect your experience. So understanding you as the time master, taking control of your experience in your life so that you're not feeling victim to time, but you're actually taking ownership of it. Hey Phyllis, welcome. Lo, is that you? Anna, thank you for subscribing. Yeah, I think you have subscribed. I remember that. I appreciate everybody who has subscribed, for the support, everyone who checks out the vids. All right, so this just came for the collective, for all of y'all who's in here. So what just came through is Wild Woman. I don't know if y'all can see her, right? And this, for the entire collective, is just talking about this repressed side that we all have, that we've all allowed to be repressed, and she is coming back, and she's coming back in full force, and it's time to allow her freedom. And so recognize the wild woman coming through with you, and instead of resisting her, learn how to work with her in harmony and balance. Like, don't be all shit, the wild woman came through, so I lost control of myself. That's you don't need that. Like, you can actually still maintain control of yourself and work with the energy of the wild woman, so to speak. Right? So allow her to come through and work with her instead of working against her and then having big mishaps in your life. And that's coming through for all of us. Oh, thank you, Robin. Yeah, I'm blessed. I'm fortunate enough. I love what I do too. So thank you. I love coming up here, connecting with y'all. The spirit brings me to do this, and as I do, I feel pulled in love, and directed by love, and guided by this impulse to bring everybody back to themselves. Like, yo, you're divine. It's all within you. You have that within you. You can all tap in and like talk to God, so to speak, right in your own heart, right in your own essence. Bam. Untamed and unconditional freedom. Yes. Allow her to be as she chooses to express through you. So after, who did we just finish? We finished Silo, we finished Rita. You're welcome, Rita. Okay, who else is here that I have not gotten? Because I don't want to just keep staring at the list. Tina, Magic, yes. Magic, yes, Tina and Magic. Okay, beautiful. Thank you, Shiloh. You are awesome. Awesome, awesome. Tina. Let's see what the cards have to say to you. Thank you. Thank you for coming through, hanging out, subscribing. I know you check out my stuff, so I always appreciate when you drop feedback, or you just when I see the presence, the Sweat Lodge. And what I'm hearing is that you are putting yourself through it. You are putting yourself through the Sweat Lodge in a sense. You are putting yourself through your own initiation, and you're kind of going through a trial by fire. And it might seem like that it's kind of hot. The intensity can get kind of hot. You in control. You can turn that intensity down. You can ease off the pedal a little bit, and allow yourself that extra heartbeat on the curve. Um, However you see it, but this is about recognizing that sweat lodge, that oven that you're in. Um, it is, in a sense, your initiation, and it's, in a sense, your trial by fire, but it's also one that you put on yourself, and it's not something that you're beholden to anybody. You don't need to be like, oh my God, I have this. No, no, it's more like these are your own expectations and how you deem and see yourself. And in that process, be mindful of how you're being with yourself, how you're treating yourself through that process, right? Like, do you want to come through that process and be like, I was a slave master to myself? Or do you want to come through that process being like, um, I took care of myself, and that allowed me to take care of business, that allowed me to get things done, right? And so that's what's coming through with you with the Sweat Lodge. It's beautiful. It's a rare thing to see somebody who can kind of undergo their own I just heard independent studies, your own independent studies, and initiation into just spirit and doing the work. And at the same time, you are one of those rare beings because you have been um, so engrossed and involved in this in lifetimes before, right? And just in a sense, there's just that piece of you that is the explorer, the seeker, the inquisitor, the one who wants to push forward to the edge and see just what's over it, just what's beyond the horizon. So um, recognize when you're doing that and you're putting yourself in the sweat lodge, and when you can ease up so you don't crack or break to your own pressure. Shannon, welcome. Hey, Sandy. Got a couple of Tates in the house. Ah, thank you, Lo. Magic, you're back. Yes, Magic, it is you. It is you. It is you. Like that, Tigger. I'm such a goof. Like, seriously, my kid, me and him have fun all the time. Well, when I'm not like the mean daddy, because I guess I'm a bipolar daddy. So I'm the mean disciplinarian, and then at the same time, I'm also the fun daddy that makes all the voices and dances and goofy stuff. Magic, 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 magic song. Okay, magic. You got the blade. And this is really talking about getting clear in um your sense of self and your intuition, your gut instincts. Really getting clear in who you are as a being in your space. It feels like there's just like all of this beautiful um this is beautiful light, just like you see in the image here. There's this beautiful light in the background that's emanating, but there's like the muddleness, right? And there's this need to kind of come in and bring clarity. And that comes through your connection with like the universe, with openness, with expansion, and all of that just to say like open mind. When you can kind of have this ability to have the open mind and assume various perspectives of the situation, this allows you the ability to kind of view situations from a more objective place. Go to that resource to really get clear in your own self. It's a learning of how to really kind of in the moment feel and be present with your experience. You know, when something goes off, and that was a moment that might have been bad, and you know, whereas before you might have rejected your gut instinct, where something said, I should just leave the room now, but you chose to just sit there, right? And then something happened, an argument broke out, it was intense, you felt like crap, they wanted to pull you in. He's like, shit, I know I should have just left early, right? But now, when you're in tune with your body and you trust in your instincts, you get that pull, something goes off, you get that pull, I should just leave this room. You're not going to question it. Yeah, I'm going to just go because this is weird. Let me get out of here. Next thing you know, you hear all this gossip, but it doesn't involve you. You don't feel connected to it. Nobody tried to drag your name through the mud, right? And so as you start to come to this place where you can really start to trust your own instincts more and more and get clear in who you are and your own perception, your own self-worth, your understanding of self, what you bring to the world, you know, the places that your values lie, the things that you've committed yourself to, and the pride that you have in that, the pride that you have in the person you're building up. And even in the areas that you may not feel pride, just like then the intention, the objective, right? There's always a light. The light is inspiring us to growth, or it's bringing us forward to completion and appreciation and gratitude, right? But it's always calling us forth, right? That internal light. And so cutting through that with your ability to remain objective, this ability to remain objective, cut through all of the judgments of self, cut through all of the doubting, and in your moment to moment, just really stay objective, stay open, objective, and make your decisions from there. This is going to bring you so much more clarity and truly in who you are moment to moment and really experiencing who you are moment to moment, right? So the blade, your blade is objectivity. It's a beautiful ability of the mind in a sense, right? To really kind of craft and create this experience. You have the experience where you can assume different perspectives. You can step out of it. You know, when you can control your own temperament, but then that also creates the ability of kind of creating your own bubble and just being detached from all of it, right? I can see all your perspectives, and I could also say I don't give a damn about any of your perspectives. But being able to do that with objectivity, not with attitude, which is what I just did. As you're able to do that, this provides you an opportunity to be able to apply to yourself. You apply to yourself by really in the moment. Do I recognize when I don't trust something? Do I recognize when I don't like something? Do I recognize when I don't resonate with this message? Do I recognize when I do? Yeah, that felt good. I'm hanging out here. This guy's great. I like him. Or is it like, I don't know what you're talking about, get out of here. Well, if that's what you're feeling, trust your gut. That's my counsel to you at this moment. Trust your gut, trust that pull. At the same time, getting clear in who you are, so to speak, as you get objective and you stop judging yourself. Yeah, I'm a person, I donated to charity. Yeah, I try to make these efforts. I know I mess up like that sometimes and I'm working on it, but I see myself objectively and I know I'm a decent person. No, better yet, I know I'm a divine person. I know I'm a divine being and I'm connected and I'm worthy just because I am life. I am here. So with that, the blade, objectivity, use it wisely, my friend. That is your message, Magic. Thank you, Shiloh. That's quite all right. I appreciate that. Hey, Ada. Hi, Pam. Pam is here. Which Pam is here, actually? Hi, Pamela. Beautiful. So who's still up in here whom I have not, who's subscribed to the YouTube, whom I'm not pulled a card or anything for yet? Did I do Tina? I did Tina, right? Yes, I did do Tina. Yes, I did. I did Tina. Not like that. Wait a minute. The Tate. Shannon Tate and Sandy Tate. Was that it? Did y'all say that y'all have subscribed? I will pull a card for you as well if you would like. Just let me know. Oh, for sure, Pamela. Actually, are you a YouTube subscriber? If you subscribe, let me know. I'll put one right now. Oh, Lo, that's right. Lo, I have next. Pamela, I'll add you to the list. I'll do Lo, Shannon Tate, and then Pamela. I'm gonna reshuffle that. Lo. Okay, Lo, you've got sacrifice. I mean, this card is really just saying exactly what it's saying. Like, it's just talking about it's time to let that shit go. And it almost feels like it's something that you kind of looked at as you almost you honored it, or you really looked at it with like a thing of beauty. But then there's the old, if you love something, let it go. If it comes back, it's yours. If not, never was. I wouldn't even go to that extent. But like, if you love something, let it go, because you have to allow it to breathe. You have to allow it to be. You have to allow it to fly. If it's meant to fly, you have to allow it to walk. Like, whatever it is, you have to allow it to be that it is. And so with that, you have to let those things go that you may want to claim or take ownership of or hold on to, grasp. Things have to change and they transform. But that does not mean that it's a loss of anything. It's just a transmutation. It's just a transformation. It's just a transformation. Somehow the energy changes. Something leaves, something goes. Something comes, something goes. Something goes, something new comes, right? These things just kind of progress and happen as they may. But you have to trust that it's happening all in alignment with for your highest good, because it gives you the two options. Muddledness, and I feel like you've come through that a lot of letting go and allowing and seeing how it changes and being okay with that, being accepting of how it changes. Does that thing come back? Did it want to? Can you be okay with the fact if it didn't? That'll make the difference between whether it chooses to come back or not. But the point being is that, can you be whole within as you let go? And so for you to grow to the next level with where you're trying to go, it's time to release the resistance. And you do that by starting to be okay with letting go, sacrificing, not always getting what we want, but recognizing that what we want is not always what we need. Right? So as you sacrifice what you want, you step more into what you need. And that's a powerful message for you. Yes, it was the 44, Kim. Beautiful. Yes. Amen to that. Beautiful. Thank you, Pamela. I'm glad you found the channel also. Let's see. What else do we have next on the That's another classic. Okay. Let's see. Who's next? Hi, Miranda. Welcome. Thank you for subscribing. All right, I'll pull a quick card for you, Miranda. Uh, I had Pamela next, I believe. No, I had Shannon Tate and then Pamela. So Shannon Tate, I'll pull a card for you right now, then Pamela, and then Miranda. Shannon Tate, this card is for you. Thank you for joining, for subscribing, for hanging out, all that good stuff. We're gonna let this calm down for a bit. Shannon. So Shannon, you got the Andean cross. And this is feeling like ooh, are we cutting out? That's not good. Oh, that's weird. Look at the synchronicity. Okay, so my time says 8:18. We got 16 people in here, 16 likes, 66 on my percentage. I mean, it's just eights and sixes and ones, and this is okay. And then the power's going out. So, okay. Let's call the energy. Shannon Tate. The card that jumps for you is the Andean Cross. And this talks about rough times, rocky moments, and just kind of going through some dense pockets of energy. And dense pockets of energy just mean things in your life getting real. Things in your life getting real. All right. So what the Andean Cross talks about is really this kind of a portal in a sense to get out of these situations, these denser pockets. But it's really the way out is directly through the center. It's all about not being afraid and just dealing with every circumstance and problem and situation head on. And trusting that as you do that, those circumstances and situations are not going to be as big of a deal as they look, as they perceive to be. And it is going to be the quickest, actually easiest way for you to reach your finish line of coming out of these dense pockets, of coming out of the stone, right? It's really about the Andean cross is like this direct tube, this direct portal to get straight to your goal um, as quickly as possible. But the thing is, it requires facing a lot of fear. It requires facing every headache, every pain in the butt situation, every difficult conversation, facing them head on and going straight through it. But as you do that, and as you get more into the habit of doing that, it's like a portal straight to the finish line of this current patch, this current life lesson patch you're going through, or just really dense energy, of just really rocky times that you're going to be dealing with. Um, Face everything head on. That's your get out of jail quick is to go the hard route. And the hard route is simply facing fears. Once you bust through the fears, you actually find out the activity, the action was easy. Like having that conversation is actually easy. It's just the fear that builds up before you broach the conversation. So as you do that more and more, you come to those places where you're okay to, I don't know how I'm gonna face this. I don't know how I'm gonna deal. You get into that habit, it creates like a muscle in your system where eventually you start to just affirm how powerful you are. Oh, I got this. This is nothing. I got this. I knocked something out even harder last week. So that is your message, Shannon. Pamela. Oh, Sandy, I thought you had left. Yes, you can have a card. Actually, a card just jumped for you. Sandy, because I know you were back to back with Shannon. I mentioned y'all both. The moon jumps for you right off the bat. All right, so you're kind of going through cycles. You have your own natural cycles and the way you sync up, like with the moon, the rhythm of the earth, the circadian rhythms. But there are actually, what I'm getting is that there are actually rhythms between in your relationship go through. And you fall through these loops and you kind of find yourself back into the same space, being triggered or upset or frustrated, disappointed, whatever, by these same people, by these same circumstances, by these same things. And the thing is recognizing that you're in that loop and recognizing what the cycle is that's causing that, right? Because there are cycles and there are certain triggers that trigger the loop, that trigger these experiences to come up again, over and over again. And the invitation right now is for you to actually start recognizing when these triggers come up, and then actually break through the cycle. Right. So now once I start seeing like, okay, every time this conversation with this person comes up, it triggers this whole argument with the entire family. So now I have to, now that I recognize that I'm in a cycle with that, because that happens like every 3 months or whatever, right? So now I recognize that, okay, you know what? Next time that conversation comes up, we're gonna go at it a different route, right? Where maybe I'm gonna take their insight and see how they want to move forward. I'm gonna deal with it this particular way. And as you start to change tactics and approaches, and you start to just, what was the lesson that's trying to come through, and you make those adjustments, you break through the cycles. But it requires you first recognizing that you are in cycles. So if you find yourself in these repeating patterns, these moments where it's just like, I'm going through this thing again with this person, or with this same type of person, or in this same place, you have these experiences over and over again. Start to recognize when it's a loop, it's a cycle, and that there are certain triggers that you're tripping. And once you start to do and you recognize the loop and cycle, now you're on your way to getting working your way out. But right now, it's just the clearing your vision of discernment to recognize that these loops are even happening, and now starting to do the investigative work of figuring out when they happen. So that is your message, Sandy. Pamela, it's your turn now. I apologize. Okay, it's getting a little bit late, so we're gonna finish this up soon. So I'm gonna bang this out with Pamela, and who else was? I think I mentioned somebody else after Pamela. Miranda and Low. Pamela, Miranda, and Low. Actually, Pamela, Low, and then Miranda. I apologize. Low, you're after Pamela. Pamela, I'm doing you now. Again, I want to thank you all for joining me tonight on tonight's live stream. If y'all do enjoy this format, hit that like button, let me know. And I will come back. I'll maybe do this monthly or so. We can just have some fun with it. Okay, Pamela. Let's see what the cards have to say to you. Wow, that just came. Staff. And I just heard, what is your tool of choice? And it feels like you're in this place of, you're stepping through this new space of picking up a new modality in a sense, picking up a new practice, picking up something new, right? And it's going to be an instrument. It's a tool. It's a a practice, a mindset, a modality, whatever. But it's a tool in your own personal toolbox, your own personal skill set that's going to add to what you're trying to do, right? So looking at what lies ahead of you and what staff you want to pick up. This is choose your weapon. That's what I heard. Choose your instrument. Where do you want to apply your skill sets? What exactly do you want to do? And choose an instrument that actually is leaning in that direction. A lot of times, mindfully, not so mindfully, we might choose instruments that actually don't serve our greatest purpose. Maybe somewhere down the line it might come into play, or it might come into play as a lesson to teach us better discernment. Like, oh, you never was supposed to go in that field. That was never something you really enjoyed. You were just doing that to prove something to somebody. And it took you going through all that for you to realize I didn't belong there in the first place. Right. So choosing an instrument, choosing a practice, choosing whatever this new calling that you're going to invest yourself into or explore more about, make sure it's something that is in alignment with what you're trying to create overall. Because when you do that, then it becomes a tool in your toolbox towards what you're actually building at this time. And you can use every tool in your toolkit to create that reality. So this is an invitation for you to actually look around and see what else can you learn, what else can you pick up that can add to what you're doing, because it feels like the space is there and there's something right in front of you that will be a valuable asset, right? So the staff, you're in the space where you can choose a new tool. You can step it up in advance and choose wisely. Choose wisely. Okay, Pamela, so that was your message. Next, we have Lo, then Miranda. Oh, thank you, Ada. Yeah, I figure it's a good chance to have a little bit of fun and connect. Sometimes it's nice to just have some people to vibe with. I don't even know what this is. Oh, I know what the roots. Okay, so next we have Lo. Oh, you're welcome, Sandy. Thank you for subscribing on YouTube. Appreciate your presence. Thank you, Shannon. I'm glad that it resonated. Thank you, Pamela. Yeah. I'm glad that the storm seemed to have passed and that um, there's some sunshine back in the sky. So that's kind of nice. Hopefully it lasts because we've been getting a lot of rain, but it's hurricane season, I suppose. Okay, Lo. Hey, Haley. Okay, Haley, I will come back to your question in just a moment. Okay, Lo. Okay, Lo. What is that? Lo, you have got the Rainmaker inverted, unfortunately. And I only say unfortunately is because you don't get to see the cool image the right way. but it's not unfortunate that the card came inverted. It just alters the message. It's not like, oh, it's a bad thing. And really, it this particular card coming up inverted just talks about your perspective. Um, you have the ability to generate abundance. You are the rainmaker. This is you, but this is you in kind of your fully embodied state. You haven't exactly reached there yet. You're still learning how capable you are. I don't think you fully see what assets you have that kind of make you valuable as far as a marketplace value, or what kind of stuff you can offer in that type of way, or what kind of what other resources you have that can create abundance in your life. Like maybe you looking to get a bigger space and you're thinking only about what you get in your week to week paycheck, but you're not actually looking about how many community resources you have and what kind of mortgage plans that you can actually get through your own professional contacts, instead of even thinking about if I need to come up with this financial down payment, what kind of resources will have in this other direction, right? So you have so much um, capability to create abundance in your life and experience, but you're really not seeing it that way. You're really kind of seeing yourself as being much more limited than you need to be. Really seeing that um, you're seeing the practicalities of life that kind of keep you small, right? And so it's almost like a simple shift, but it's not an easy shift. It's not an easy shift to go from seeing yourself as like, this is my life, these are the circumstances, I don't really have all of this extra to do this, right? Like I may not have the extra cash to invest in stocks or buy crypto, or I might not have the time to study NFTs or whatever. But so it just feels like you're head down dealing with what you see and what's coming up, which is demanding all your attention. And in that, you never actually take the time to break away and figure out just how capable you are and how much abundance you actually have available to you at your fingertips. Simply shifting your perspective, simply shifting your understanding, shifting the way you're looking at things, the way you're approaching things. And I'm talking directly about the day-to-day problems of your life, right? Like if there's, say, bill problems, financial problems, and you're looking at, um, I got to pay off all this debt or whatever the case may be, but you've never taken the time to look at, is it possible to negotiate those terms? Is it possible to have that pooled over there somewhere in a way that that gets paid off, and then I'm not dealing with those people no more, and that guilt's off my plate, like, or whatever. Strategizing, like all sorts of other ways that you can kind of um, create the experience you want without even having to deal with the unnecessary rut of it all. You are the rainmaker. You have it, the abilities and the capabilities to really create those experiences and change. It's just about shifting your perspective and actually starting to see your resources as opposed to your limitations. And I don't know why the theme of finances comes up. So this feels like it's about finances, um, or like professional opportunities, or like just in general, yeah, the practical necessities of life, which require money and funds and resources and things of that nature. But there are other ways that you can get your needs met in a way that you're living a lifestyle that's going to meet the needs of yourself and your family. You just have to open up to different possibilities and different ways to look at situations, because there are solutions all around you. Change your perspective. Pamela, you are welcome. Lo, I'm hoping that resonates with you, that it makes sense, particularly about whatever this issue might be about. If there's a specific issue, um, think outside the box about how you can address the needs. Don't even think about necessarily the issue head on, but what is this issue trying to solve? Like sometimes we're thinking about, I need a bigger space. That's my personal example. I need a bigger space. And it wasn't until I was initially thinking about just the practical, how much does it cost to move? And then it wasn't until I started really exploring other options that I realized how practical it is to do it much sooner than later, because there's all these other resources that I have available to me that will allow me to move a lot quicker than I thought I would be able. So in that sense, you really want to start to try to look at your problems and work around the what need is it solving and how can I meet that need directly, as opposed to how can I deal with this problem over here. Not every problem that comes in our face is necessarily a problem that we have to invest our energy in. As long as we can look to the root cause or look what's behind that, and is there a way for me to get there and deal with that. Thank you, Rhonda. Thank you for hanging out. Yeah, I'm going to be wrapping up soon. Um, Lo, that was your message. Hope you was able to get all of that. Miranda, I have you as next, and then Haley, I'm going to wrap up with your question, okay? So Miranda, and then Haley, and then I'm off of this. Thank you all for hanging out with me tonight. Whew. Miranda, I'm going to get to you in just a moment. I'm just going to drink some water, clear my energy, cool myself off a little bit. I'm a big water drinker, as you can see. That's why I always have my big jug. All right. Beautiful. Thank you all for hanging out with me again. Miranda, if you're still in the house, let's do a card pull for you. Again, thank you to all the new subscribers, all of the old subscribers, all of my Facebook fam and community, everybody who's hanging out with me tonight. That was cool. This has been fun, and I will definitely do it again. We'll make this happen again in the future. Okay, Miranda. Miranda needs to hear. Okay, Miranda. That cannot be. I'm gonna reshuffle that because I cannot believe that the same card just came up. So I want to make sure. Well, a card that yeah. Okay, there it goes again. And so Miranda, sacrifice also comes up for you. Okay, so this card is talking to me all about letting go of what you want for your own well-being. Sometimes we want things that's like real toxic for us, real bad for us, and that in the long run only end up tearing us down, destroying us. Even when we can see it, we can hardly tear ourselves away from it. We can hardly break away from it. Whether it's an addiction, a compulsion, um, fear, pressure, I mean, all sorts of reasons can lead us down this path. And a lot of this can be self-inflicted in the sense of just not letting go, not knowing what to let go of, not being able to let go of what seems like the hardest thing to let go of, but recognizing that holding on to that is doing so much more destruction to you in your life than it's worth. You might feel like, yeah, it's worth it, but the damage you're doing to self is not deserved. Letting go, simply letting go of these toxic things will save you, will heal you, will allow you to grieve and grow and flower the way you're meant to, as opposed to being constricted and suffocated and having the life kind of squeezed out of you. You got to let it go so that that color comes back into bloom. The color in you comes back as you bloom more in who you are. That lively color comes through, just like in this card, all these beautiful colors, right? But in the present, it's like being suffocating and you're losing your color. You know, that's what happens when we, what is it called, asphyxiation. You're choked and you start to lose your color. You lose that flushness. So bringing that back, and you do that by letting go of the toxic things that might be almost addictive to you, but are really not serving you. So that is your message. And Haley, I'm going to finish with you because you seem as though you're, I believe, the first time here. Well, I believe that I apologize that I'm just now seeing your first time here comment. I would have pulled for you earlier. My short-term question is, what I need that used to make me feel good. So Haley, I'm unsure what your question is saying. What do you need what do you need to use to make you feel good? Doing something with other people, but what was it I'm missing that I felt in my heart needs something, love? Can you help me pinpoint? I'm not sure what you're trying to say, Haley, but it looks like you're saying something's missing and you felt in your heart that something's missing. Miranda, you are welcome. I saw the I hope I didn't embarrass you with the reading or anything, but hopefully it resonated with you. You received all that you needed to. Um, yeah, a lot of love. Haley, something on the inside that's recent. To reconnect. Do you feel disconnected, Haley? It's your first time seeing a plant? My plant has been here for quite a while, Abuelita. This is my sidekick. This is it's my buddy right there. Reconnect. Haley, you feeling like you need something to reconnect because there's something missing? Is that what you're saying? Let's see what the cards have to say for you, Haley. Something's missing. She needs some help. What does Spirit have to say to Haley? All right, Haley. So what the card that jumps for you is wind, and it's inverted and it's upside down and it's chaos and it's all over the place. And this is feeling like what's kind of going on in the mind and the mental space. There's just a lot of kind of fluctuating wind, and it feels kind of like you're in a state of frenetic energy that's kind of just almost just got you going, but not actually present, not actually solid, almost feeling out of sync with reality, out of sync with your body. It's like kind of the days going by, you feel slow motion, or you're trying to go somewhere and everything seems slow motion, and you just are like speeding us out, and it's like you're doing laps around the world and for no reason, and it's just like this sensation of just being out of sync. And so things feel surreal. Things don't feel like they're really legitimately lining up. And that being like a grand distraction from yourself, from connecting within and actually seeing how you feel, how you experience. Because all you're feeling and experience is just frenetic, is this frenetic kind of chaotic energy of just like not really knowing and understanding what's going on. All right, so Haley, right off the bat, I'm gonna tell you, you need some sort of regulated practice, therapy session, some type of regular outlet that you can go, you can express yourself, you can ground yourself, you can center yourself. Um, I would say multiple things. The more you can kind of discipline yourself, the more you can kind of ground and root yourself, where you can kind of create some patterns and structures for yourself, whether you have like a weekly workout plan, so Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays between these hours, I'm gonna get real physical. I'm gonna get sweaty. I'm gonna hit the ground. I'm gonna just focus on doing my abs, doing my legs, going for a run, getting my heart to beat, breathing, being here, being present, doing that consistently. That's going to help to really start to ground and solidify your energy in a lot of ways. Seeing a therapist or having a counselor or somebody that you can kind of talk to and express what you're feeling, who can help kind of reflect back those feelings, kind of help you to kind of just clarify things, to kind of help you to be okay just sitting still, to kind of help you to accept the things that feel like I don't know what's going on. You'll have that anchor to keep you grounded in a sense. Um, just different practices like this that are going to really help to start solidifying your energy and bring you back to the present, bringing you back to your body, bringing you back to what is, and being okay with that, not needing to escape it, not needing to um, dull it or suppress it or anything, but just being okay with just being as is, with the world as it is, with the way things as they are, um, being able to just hold your ground and be steady in it and not lose yourself and then fall into this state of flux where everything feels out of sync. So right now it's all about this wind like energy that's kind of coming through you, and it's almost like the particles are not held together. And what I'm being told is that you need different practices that are very real world and very practical to kind of ground you. You want to have a regular place that you can kind of talk, express yourself, some sort of counseling, like I said. You want to have something physical that's going to ground you, that, it could be dance, it could be yoga. It doesn't have to be like a physical workout kind of thing. It could be jogging. But with those aspects on a regular basis, this will dissipate over time. It's a progressive, it's a progressive unfolding. It's putting in the work. A lot of people don't always want to put in the work. I don't have a do it quick answer for you. It is putting in that consistent work that is going to help bring it all back together and bring you to a space. So that would be the guidance that I have to give you. Of course, if this is feeling like something, an emergency, I feel like you should definitely take it to a doctor, you know, get that professional expert opinion. But if you're just saying this general experience of what I'm talking about, what was feeling like was coming through, then you can look to starting in those areas of developing some real world practical practices and start grounding and solidifying your energy. All right, Haley? Yes, I do have a snake plant. Did she tell you her name, Aurora? She did not tell me her name. Don't tell me your name. These plants, yeah, I swear. Ah, Haley, though there's reasons I got like it shock. I can't remember. Yeah, Haley, if you're feeling like some physical symptoms or sensations, I'm having a difficult time reading some of your words, so it's a little difficult to kind of catch all of the specifics of what you're trying to say. But if there's some physical issues, then I would definitely counsel you to get some medical help or medical advice if you need. Okay. You forgot something to get back to your soul. You forgot how to get back to the soul and the emotions. I'm not exactly sure what your question is saying, Haley. I'm gonna say this last thing that came through with what I thought I saw, but with regarding to connecting with your emotions, um, I hear that you're trying this a little bit of almost trying too hard. And what I heard was be still and know. And that's an incomplete paraphrase of the biblical verse, but it really talks about having having this direct connection to source and to your soul and to your emotions. And if you can kind of get still and just allow and uh not go with it, not go with the mind, the crazy thoughts come, just let them come and let them go. Whatever. Not go with thinking about things. Am I doing this right? Oh, why am I breathing heavy? Why is my heart doing just if the more you can kind of come to this still place, this quiet place, the more you can start to listen, to hear, to feel, to experience what's happening inside. And initially, it might not feel like a big anything. You know, sometimes people will feel a dullness and then feel this disconnect and then panic and start scrambling and as though saying that's wrong, I should be feeling so much more. And sometimes if you're just not feeling anything, you just need to kind of be in that space for a minute to allow the feelings to rise. Maybe you are in such a place of shock and you just need to kind of sit there and experience it before the feelings actually start to resurface. Before that, you can take that breath. Before it's like, what the fuck, and everything comes back to you. But the not panicking is this is almost a sense of balancing and just trusting that you're safe in this moment, so you can kind of just be still. and allow what is happening in this moment. I feel uncomfortable. I feel empty. It's quiet. I feel sick. I feel nervous, afraid. I don't want to feel. I want to shut it off. I want to stop. I want anxiety. And then the desire to flee. And if I follow the desire to flee, maybe I'll disconnect myself from myself even further. How willing are you to allow yourself to feel and experience what you're feeling, Haley? And again, you know, making use of practices, tools, resources which have come up in the live before, right? The therapy and counseling, the physical, the dance, whatever. Um, these are all like, if you weave them together, it all will bring you back to a place where you're easily flowing in and out with your soul, easily flowing in and out into your emotions, and able to process them, able to hold on to them and understand them and cognize them, right? So be still and know. And then start working on those practices, almost like developing a discipline back towards yourself. It's like building a bridge back home, step by step, branch by branch. Okay, Haley, let that message sink in, let it resonate. Thank you all for who have joined in. I'm gonna disconnect because I know I got people waiting for me and I need to go eat dinner. Haley, I'm holding you in my heart with so much love. Shoot me a message after this, a PM. If we need to do more work together, or if you need some resources or further guidance, just like hit me up. Let me know. You can clarify things, and I'm always here just as a support. Okay. Hi, Al. Thank you for joining. I'm just now signing off. Thank you to everybody who's come through and hung out. It was awesome. Oh, Catherine, thank you for joining. I'm just now signing off, but I will do more of these in the future. I'll probably have another one come up maybe in a month or so. So be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. You can come back, check me out for these future events. Or if you're not, follow me on Facebook where I often do lives with other collaborators, other amazing, talented people. So thank you all for joining me tonight. Y'all are awesome. Peace and blessings. I'm out.